Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about the one and only, the grand finals of the VCT Masters Reykjavik, and Optic Gaming have completely shown the entire world why they are the kings of Valorant currently. They beat Loud 3-0 and finally on a map which we did not expect them to even make a single stride of success on. They beat them on Breeze, the one map that's been their permanent ban across every single match that they've played so far. They were really skeptical about this map just because of the fact that their lineup does not allow for the fact that they can go for a jet and chamber combo, because they have Ye, who is the one who usually keeps switching between the two agents, but they made it work. Marved was a brilliant chamber, and I think that this is a lot of new things that Optic are getting to learn about, not just their opponents but also themselves, as to what they can play, what they can do. And Breeze is actually not their weakest map. Now let's get into it, because this was quite a grand final, and honestly Optic were dominating start to finish, even though the scorelines were really close. Let's start off with round number 6, where we've got Optic taking a little bit of a stride towards mid. And this is going to be kind of the pattern across the entire game. Optic loved the mid control, especially on their attack where they finished 8-4. They had a constant press towards mid time and time again. And for some reason, Loud never really contested it until the very last round of the first half, which eventually they still lost. But what I was actually concerned about was Loud kind of switched off of their gameplay, which they usually have, being a little aggressive, while there were nooks and corners where they did go a little up and went a little on the front foot. Optic was still ready for it because it was not towards mid. Optic knew where exactly Loud are going to be hitting, and they knew it was not going to be mid. As you can see right here, it's been 20 seconds into the round and they've already lost Ye. And Ye having gone is a problem for them, but they still recover, because look at how much ground these guys have covered up. They've got Victor lurking in towards halls, and they've got the rest of the team moving in towards mid, having a lookout towards the doors, and they've got Marved trying to make strides towards the mid region. Now here's where things are interesting for me. When this round continues to play up, you can see that there is a setup for two people here. This is the usual for them, and we've seen that Victor has been spotted, but he throws down his sheriff just to give out the fact that he's vented away from here. But look at the amount of control Optic are getting from this. The wall goes up to sell a fake, thinking that they're gonna go over here, but this is actually gonna be an A split, and it's so good. The rotation comes through from Sassy towards the B spawn side, and here's where Victor tries to come in, give a little bit of his action towards Aspas. He's been detected and he doesn't have a dash, so he's gonna lay low. And while all of this is happening, Marved has taken down a player at B. Now they know exactly where the positions of these players are. They know that Sassy is around the corner because Victor has an eye on him. They know that the Viper is on B, and they know that Sadak is alone on A, and that Aspas is around the corner here because he's been detected. So they've got as much control towards the mid as possible to slice the entire map into two parts. And it's gonna get worse for them, because the minute all of this happens, Victor is able to get a kill onto Sassy, which he misses, and slowly Crashy crawls in. And while all of this is happening, you can see that Sadak has moved in towards A main, and he's going to go towards halls to try and get an early position, because he's seen that all of his opponents, or heard that they are not anywhere near A main. So he's got an early advantage, which he will exploit. But Marved and FNS was so good in this round. It's impeccable, given that they were in a 2v3. Now Aspas has taken down Crashies, and this is going to be Sadak's kill. It is a 2v3 now that's going to be established thanks to Victor going down. And look at the positions of the three players who are here. Now Aspas is towards spawn, and he's going to dash away, and this is the good choice. Stay alive and wait till your teammates come in. But Marved is a little too aware of the fact that there's a rotation coming in. He goes out towards mid, less is found, takes it, makes it a 2v2, and immediately rotates away towards A main. Now what this does is, because the spike is out in the open and it's planted for A main, Marved has the control of peak. So once he peeks out, FNS peeks out on the back of his, peek to get that distraction kill maybe, which is going to come onto Aspers. The minute Marv sees him, he shoots a bullet and FNS jumps out. And now Optic play this very beautiful push and pull. One player peeks, the other player peeks, one hides, one other peeks. It's just amazing the way they play this. Optic get a great round out of practically nothing. They had no cover as well, no utility to support them, just pure aim prowess and as well as positional advantage. This is seen throughout the entire game where Optic exactly know how to exploit wherever their teammates are standing, and just brilliant calling overall from FNS. So the next round we're going to be talking about, guys, is round number 9, and we're 20 seconds into this round and we've already had a casualty come in through. Sadak, who towards the A site was jump peeking towards mid and falls prey to Marv's ultimate toward a force. He kind of, had this happen multiple times to him in this spot and he still was going for it. But this is kind of, an interesting situation because now look at the players of Loud. This has been their constant setup for the entire game. They've had Sassy playing towards mid region, constantly rotating between the two sides, while they leave Aspas towards A main. Now he's isolated here. He's the only one towards A main, and he has two different angles to look at. He has to worry about A main as well as doors where he's already seen his teammate die from. So the problem arises for Loud when they expect that this is going to be an A hit because one person has already died from mid and they could hear sound cues coming in from A main, which Victor is going to give as a beautiful double fake that's going to come through. First, they let Ye give a little bit of an extra hint towards B main, and while that simmered down, the sounds go down, the wall comes up over here, and the one ultimate that Victor has completely dismantles Loud. Look at the way that this works, right? The minute the null command goes through, have a look at less. Because the wall goes down for a bit, they wait for their utility to come back. The knife comes through, the recon comes through. The recon goes towards mid to try and sell a fake that somebody's coming from there. The null command goes through and look at less. Less is already on his way. While this is all a huge fake, two flashes come through. Victor's here just sent to be, a scapegoat so that everybody else from Optic gets an amazing push onto B. And by the time Less realizes this, it's far too late because they're already getting the plant down and Optic have got control of the site. And now, for some reason, all of Loud decide to rotate in from a same position. All of them are in towards spawn. And this is where things get a little bit more weird for me. Now, Marv has been spotted here and he's taken out one of your players, which is again a 1v1 given for free, knowing that there is an operator available and he could be anywhere, right? So he's on the back of site now and look at what's happening. Les goes out, he has his wall up again, but he knows he's in front of the wall. Still, he gives him the opportunity to get a kill. And while Marv is holding on his own, he's got a recon to support him. They try to slowly get into the site. There's Ye in tunnels who holds him off, and Marv's already got a third kill as well. Ye finds the opening while they're concentrating on Marv and the other side of the site because Marv was the only one distraction on site who was controlling this entire region by himself. Nobody needed to peek because mid was clear thanks to FNS walking up from here. We had Ye holding down towards tunnels and towards upper mid, and we had, of course, Crashy sitting in this little corner, which absolutely worked out for them perfectly because everybody was coming from the same side. Ye took advantage of positionals and they won round number 6. A beautiful, again, fake utilized ultimate, which is going to be again seen in the next round that we're going to be talking about. So the next round we're going to be talking about is round number 11, where Optic kind of sealed the deal for the first half and they go on to get another 8th round as well. But this was brilliant because Optic don't use their ultimates for damage. They don't use their ultimates for using them for the purpose that they are, to clear out sites or to, have an advantage while moving into a site. No, they use it for fakes. That's what they do. They are the masters of faking ultimates, and this time it's going to be Crashies. Crashes is going to use his ultimate and get a little bit of value. But before we do get into that, let's have a look at what exactly is happening. So we've got Optic already taking mid control again. Ye is going through elbow and they know that this is going to be uncontested. They've even got the KO coming in and looking towards mid, while they're holding on towards B main expecting a push. Now, while all of this is happening, we see that Marved has been detected here by the KO knife, and Aspas is aware of this, and he actually gets into a very, very interesting position. But the problem with this is, even though Marved has been detected and he has been even scanned, Aspas holds down this angle, does not want to let him go from here, and Optic know this. Now what do? They slowly allow Crashies to get his ultimate down, and the problem with this is, because he gets Pankara skill, there's a reverse one that comes through from Sassy, which does not connect. But because of that one kill, Sadak has already chosen to rotate and leave Aspas on his own to completely take care of an A site and A main. Now he's busy towards A main, and at the same time, while they know that the ultimate has already caused rotations to come in, which Loud do very prematurely time and time again, guess what's open? The mid region. Completely free for the taking. Optic read it perfectly. FNS's calling is brilliant, and Marved even takes down Aspas. Free A site by just one kill here and one kill in spawn, which is absolutely maddening because of the way that these guys take control is insane. They have Victor right above the, the bottleneck to try and stop them from even entering this site. There's no way that Sadak even expected this. He thought that they're going to be further into the site. Victor gets control, and now it's just the same old, same old. They've got a player down towards Halls who's, completely isolated from the other one. And Crashies knows that Les has always been rotating from mid. He's done that about 4 to 5 times, and he gets punished for it, while Marved just walks in, casually takes a kill onto Sassy, doesn't even, flinch for a bit. And the one position that Les always comes out of to rotate towards A, taken care of, and an amazing round on the back of a fake ultimate executed by Optic, which they're now, honestly, the masters of. So the next one we're going to be talking about is on number 18, where we can see that there is an interesting setup again by Optic. Look at the amount of control they have towards mid. Ye and Marved have taken over mid all by themselves. He's covering up here and he's got B main completely covered, which means that Optic know this is definitely going to be an A hit. Halls has been taken over by Sadak and Aspas, who always tread together, while the remaining are behind a Viper spit held down by FNS. So Optic have got this read in the bag. Their mid control, even on the defense, which was completely uncontested again, even in this round, has allowed them to read this perfectly. So this lets Crashies come into the side and get himself a little bit of early rotation going through. And while he drones out towards Halls, he spots the players going in towards that Viper spit and the poison orb, and Victor throws in a knife and gets back to safety, knowing that he has to wait for his teammates or his teammates to come in and support him. Sadak gets a great kill onto Victor over here as they move out, but the problem over here is, even though FNS loses his life, these two players that you see over here turn out to be a little bit of a problem not for Optic, for Loud themselves, because Crashies has opened the door here and he's got a free kill onto Aspas, who's just standing out in the open. And while this is currently a 5v3, it instantly becomes a 3v3 because this kill comes down onto Aspas and he looks for more. And now over here, there's one person caught who they know is here. Sadak they know is here. Crashies is looking from one angle. Ye is holding off from the other. He's so worried about what he can do. Instantly, even before the spike goes down, 3v3. And the Viper Spit comes up as a precautionary method because this should have never happened. But it does provide them cover. But here's what Optic are chads about. They circle all together. All three of them circle around the Viper Spit to see if they can get anybody coming out from any angle. But the problem with this is that they have absolutely no control. Loud have no control. They're not inside. They're holding down from backline. And it's a good thing for Sassy because he's got 2 shock darts. And his unfortunate schematic works out in the fact that he's got a gap here which Optic will exploit because they know that there's shock darts available, right? They go straight for the Sova kill. And Sassy peeks out. While he's looking at the backstab, he turns around expecting somebody to come there. A free kill onto him. Crashies gets it. Another one spotted. Ye trades out Pankada, who does not expect it. And it's only less left in this little corner. And there's only so much he can do because he goes and gets the guy who's defusing. But Ye comes right behind him, finds the kill and the defuse as well with just 49 milliseconds to spare. Optic, yet again, great execution of a retake. 3v5 down, but this bottleneck that two players couldn't hold down because they were exposed to positions here and here just completely threw them off guard. It became a 3v3 instantly, and that Viper Spit, although gave them cover a little bit, that gap towards A main, which Crashies exploited, proved to be their demise. So the final round we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is the last round of VCT Masters Reykjavik of the Grand Finals. It is when Optic secured themselves the championship, and this is, really important to note that Optic are masters of the mind game. Now, look at their setup. They've got 4 players who are in vicinity of A. One of them can rotate immediately. He's holding down towards halls and one's towards stairs. 2 are on site. This is just brilliant because they've got only Ye participating in a mid fight, and he's got an operator, and there's just a small little trademark holding down that B site. And this is going to be an A hit. They want to do an A hit even though they've got information. Now there's a drone going in towards mid over here, which you can see. It is going to be scouting out Ye towards tunnels. But what the problem this causes is Sassy is seen that it's an operator. So they're like, okay, Ye's on B, which means the defense is probably pretty strong there. Let's not go there. And they choose to go towards A. And this is where their problems arise. Now, FNS is going to be the point of contact here. He spots out 2 members and immediately throws in his utility. He's getting pressured. But at the same time, Sadak goes out and peeks to Marved. He's out in the open, no cover whatsoever, no trade potential either because Aspas has already gone through, the wall's gone up, and while FNS is taking all of this fire, Victor goes in and takes a fight that he shouldn't have taken. He could have just held back. Aspas takes him down. Pankada comes in and it becomes a 3v4. Again, Optic at the disadvantage, but are they? Is the question. Crashies moves down and all of them forget about what's happening on main and look at this positioning, ladies and gentlemen. Aspas has one job, that is to look here and be a little passive about it, but he's sitting out in the open and he doesn't even have a dash. He doesn't even have a smoke to cover himself. He's got his teammate looking here as well as his another teammate looking in the same direction, which I quite did not understand because Sassy goes unused here. The problem with that is you're going to see why. Optic are so aware of their surroundings. They have 3 members and they're going to make them look in 3 different directions. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Awareness. This is what Optic do best. They make immediate adjustments to their defense and their offense at the correct times. And the problem with this was if Pankada would have just come in from mid, the game would have been over. The game would have continued more. Maybe you would have seen another map, maybe not, who knows. But it could have changed the direction of the game because that's a 4th angle. But he is going to come all the way back from the same angle again, which is already being guarded. And that, is kind of the dynamic of this game where each one of these Optic players win their individual fights. Crashies gets the kill. Smoke goes down. Aspas out in the open cannot escape. Ye finds the kill. The problem with this is this man here should have been responsible for this. He will not spot anybody there. He peeks out in a little bit of a late situation. Ye gets his duel and Marved, who's supposed to be looking towards main, comes in over here, wins that one. It's a 3v1 like this. Individual aim prowess and awareness of positional advantages amazingly executed, and Optic make NA Reykjavik champions once again.